Woo! Let's go.
So remember your shout. Remember that today you're working on your everyone being vocal, so that we've got, when the plan is called, we're working on what we can do to help it. And that's pretty much the only focus of the night. So I'll try and remind you as we go, and I'll talk to those that are quiet. I'll be expecting it from everyone, alongside your normal roles as well. Who can... It'll probably be on Shackler, or yeah, probably Shackler for alt tracking tonight.
Okay, I'll try.
But Spud, you won't have to remind him. He should be calling it as soon as the fight's won.
Alright, sounds good.
Everybody!
Yeah.
Wow,
Alright, go to
that was
point.
disappointing.
Main, okay.
Men.
They're going coast.
They're going red.
Okay.
Okay, show up.
Watch out for Doom, no punch.
Push.
Push. Double.
Now wrist.
Okay, next
I'm dead.
Get the Reaper.
Healing up a point. Down one. Reaper no ray.
No fight.
Reaper no ray.
Sigma.
Sigma, 6. No, Reaper.
Reaper next.
Healing up on point.
Reaper
Reaper on right side. Reaper on right side.
Do behind.
Tanks. I had to shift.
Thanks on the way.
It's lost. Okay, back.
Okay, come back.
What's the next plan?
Reaper, Moira. I think that's it.
Reaper Mara. Okay, we try and build the Alcoholescence and we go in with it, okay? We'll call it out.
Okay.
Shackle, I'll put my shield forward when we go in, okay?
Alright, everyone else, what are you doing for that plan?
Got my coalescence up.
Well, we've got coalescence now.
Oh, we lost the main.
Oh, okay, back.
Back.
I need something from everyone. Zed, like, oh, you're saving your pull for it. Like, I'll pull when you Moira ult, things like that. That's what we need to be thinking of, and we need to be calling it now.
Should we go high ground?
Alright. I can speed in with that.
Come
Yeah,
high.
we're going.
Okay,
Save
okay.
my speed.
High ground, okay. I'm gonna drop and try and get the Doom pick.
There's a
early.
Doom up
Force that
here.
race.
There's Lucy up.
Can I look for here? We can drop and pull.
You're learn spell, okay.
We
Can we
can
go?
drop and pull. Signal
Okay,
up.
he has no rock.
Okay, ready.
One,
Okay,
go.
go. Pull them together.
Doom is up. Doom is upside.
I'm on bongo.
Doom got me. Doom behind.
Do.
Doom. We needed
Lost.
That's fine.
Wait, did we use gold?
We
Yeah.
did, yeah.
Okay, Any ultis?
They didn't use anything though, so they have still Reaper, Moira, probably Doom, Orisa.
Okay,
No, they
we'll
use
go
bongo.
in.
Use bongo.
Yeah, save your cooldowns for pole
Okay.
slam.
Okay, come high ground. We'll use Blizzard as we go in, okay?
There was playing over there, right now
I'll
I'm
push
shooting.
forward with the mate. I'll try and rock the Doom, okay?
Hey, already?
Go on, go.
They might come up with Sigma and
Ready? Drop.
Speeding.
Okay, push. Reaper behind us.
Reaper behind, right side.
Push in.
Push him.
I've no race.
Shifting, go.
Last side. Use ult.
Push point.
Doom behind.
Get the sig.
Use ultis, use
Just checking
ultis.
his heal. Help check.
Push your point.
Here we go.
I can call lessons. You can call
On
lessons.
the Reaper. On the Reaper.
Doom is low.
Ulting.
Doom gone. There is no gold. On the Reaper here. Reaper on me.
Reaper dead. Right, Reaper next.
You're up one.
Clarissa.
Moira's low.
There is no gold. Clarissa. Nice.
Sigma and main.
Okay,
They
we
will
play on
have
point. We play
Sigma.
on point. We play 4.
Reaper, Moira, Lucio.
Wait, Reaper, Moira. There's Lucia.
Okay,
I'm
then
sure they use
Sigma, Reaper, Moira.
We stay in point.
So Moira Sigma, because there's Reaper. We try and force out a wall, okay?
What?
We push in after they've used their cooldowns. I'll save my shift for the.
They're going Reaper right
I'm
side.
trying to pull the wrists separate.
They're going main, I think.
Try and pull left.
Watch out, punch.
Main.
Pull left door. No.
I've got no rock.
Okay,
Keep
shoot in
spamming.
5.
Bubble. Okay.
Sigma no rock.
2, 1.
Watch out for Doom.
They have a job in them.
Get the Doom.
Reaper behind.
Run the Reaper.
Healing open point. I can coalesce. Use coalesce. Push.
Reaper.
Lucio one. On the wrist now. Wrist.
Nicely
Pull
done.
them.
Healing open.
Lucio
Clean
me.
up now, just clean up. Fine. Come back to point.
That's okay.
Okay, careful. Okay.
Okay. Check.
Right, quickly this time I want you to look at how you're actually going to win this next fight in terms of positioning, where you're positioning.
They will have Moira, probably, or Zilligan, Doomfist.
Okay, rest of
that's it.
Doom. They're gonna pull them. Okay, we save beat as they come in, so we get the extra sustain,
You don't
and
have.
we try and build up a DPS ulti, and we pull if we get mine. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Can you pull?
Doom.
Doom.
No cooldowns. Healing up on you.
I got no shift. Reaper left side.
Reaper left side.
Hold on to pull.
Okay, bonk. Okay, go and shoot. Pull and zoom.
Reaper holding behind.
Alright, so that last fight, what I was really looking for is saying that we're gonna play back, and once Doom, like, they're gonna engage with Doom. Like, there's no, they're playing Doom against you playing Mei. So try and play the same thing with that. But remember that you've got to say how you're positioning as a team, right? We need Raspberry, we need the walls to be called. So every time you do a wall, I need to either hear good wall or bad wall. And depending on that, we need to start thinking like, oh, Lucio, what are you doing if it's a good wall? Well, I'm speeding in. If it's not, then I'm saving speed so we can get back quickly. Things like that. So we need to call it out, especially the wall.
But sub in select Royal. Pause.
They won't let me swap. I can't swap.
Don't let you swap. Wait.
No, pause.
No, we're not gonna swap mid map, dude. Finish the map.
That's what they asked for.
Wall up.
Okay, they got me.
Okay.
Push
Man,
me.
man.
Push. They will
Yeah,
rotate
yeah.
on me. On the one here.
Nice. I've got
There's zone
bubble.
and bubbles.
Bubble in full.
Okay, let's wait for bubble.
Healing up on you.
My bubble. Bubbling.
Okay, go on the one.
I'm low juice.
Minimal.
I'm pushing point here.
I'm behind.
Ran fall back a bit.
I'm trying.
Healing up on you.
I bubble you.
I'm low knee. Push.
No.
I'm dead.
Current. Focus targets.
One.
I've got bubble in one.
Healing up on you.
Bubbling.
Reap one.
That's lost.
Reset.
Get out. It's lost. We lost both tanks.
Reset. Speed up.
Right, come back.
Okay.
They might have Reaper and Reinhardt.
Right, look at your teams. Just take a second. Look at both teams here. What are you gonna do to win here?
We want to force out the wall here and then use
I can wall their wall out, so it should be fine.
Okay, yeah. You want to
You
do
guys
that?
ready to push?
Okay, that's
Yeah,
not a win
we-
condition though. You're gonna wall their wall. Does that help?
Go.
And then we want to freeze her.
Okay.
Main wall.
So we freeze
Okay,
now.
on the one. Push to it.
What's up, mate? Okay, he's gonna shot.
I'm close to coalesce.
Kill Reaper.
I'm
Use coalesce.
Can we get the May? I'm dead here.
More dead. They have no main heals. We can push.
Now
Lost.
reset. Okay. Quickly. Ultis.
Zaya, Beat, Reaper.
Okay. We push in alley because we want to get Grav.
Also Beat.
Okay, we Grav Blossom on point. Okay.
Blossom.
Okay.
Okay. But try and bait out Cryo
Have a
first.
job on them.
Yeah, we're just on a press right
Yeah,
now.
You ult.
I'm playing safe. Can we get the Zori? Zori no boom.
Grabbing now.
I'm frozen. Yeah, what? Reaper.
I bubbled you, Zed.
Reaper's low.
I'm low on healing. Healing up on you.
Okay,
That's lost again.
Reset.
Fall back.
You walled.
I'm going.
Got shot and maybe we got shot and maybe coalescence.
Check.
They use coalescence.
The Zarya's pushing up really far.
They do have Mei, Beat.
Okay, we need to touch point.
Okay, maybe.
Go on the land. Go.
And Shatter again, yeah. Yo, ult.
I bubbled him. I got a touch.
I'm gonna call this.
Reaper no wave.
Wait.
I couldn't touch.
We took a bit long.
Yeah.
Ice wall coming up.
Score 0-2.
That's fine.
Yeah. I think we rushed quite a few of the fights.
Okay. We need to push left. And play outside.
We go with the pharmacy here and Mercy Reaper.
Remember that if we're playing, like, you need to be able to. We definitely need more communication. So both from Amelia and Raspberry here, just to fill in what we're missing. We need those comms. And remember, this scrim isn't actually to win. It's just to get better. Our focus is comms.
Capture the objective.
We go left. Yeah.
We go left side, yeah, left side.
Yeah, we go left.
They're not going to
Pharmacy
go.
goes right.
Okay.
They go
they're
what
probably
side?
coming
Tracer,
Stop.
Tracer.
Wait.
Okay.
Careful.
Okay, that bridge.
Yeah, Tracer's around point.
Bullhog. They're going for boops.
They're going right side.
Tracer's half. Okay, Tracer
Ball
recover.
right.
Tracer
Bull's coming
recover.
behind, I'm pretty sure.
All behind.
Bobo.
All behind, double.
Push ball.
Fair on point, fair on point, fair on point.
Just get Hulk.
Fair on point.
Wait, what?
I did not pause.
Wait, when did they pause? Say pause.
I don't know.
A few seconds ago.
Also, I don't know how that got entered in there. I didn't press Ranzaria. It's a weird bug.
Alright, so use this opportunity anyway. Just remember that we need to be. The main goal for tonight, as a reminder, is that we need everyone to start talking as soon as the plan's made. So flesh it out, talk about how you're actually going to do it. If the plan is to set up Blossom and Grav on point, you need to be calling, like, I'll call when I've got a good Grav, and then Reaper needs to be calling, or Rix needs to be calling, like, okay, I'm going to save my teleport for it so I can see it, and then, like, I'm going to save my speed so we can get into it. I'm going to save shield so that I can walk right up to it, or I'm going to save my shift so I can walk into the Grav and do as much damage as possible. Like, you need to be responding. It's a two-way thing here. That's all I need tonight. Like, it doesn't matter if you're talking over each other for now.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, are we ready?
Yeah. I think ball's on point, so try and focus it.
Yep.
Just listen and respond.
Stand the ball. We deal with the Pharaoh after.
The objective.
Hey, boy, pulling ball.
Far coming in, far
Ball's
coming.
Ball,
actually-
Fair one. Fair dead.
Where's ball? Where's ball?
He's
Check
going
open.
up.
He's
Quick.
on our side, right?
Maybe coming white. Maybe.
They don't have anything, I guess.
Yeah, ball's up high ground.
Okay,
He's
we
behind
try
us.
and
Big
build
man.
a coalescence alley here and use it as they push in. I'll save my shield for you, as you
Okay,
can.
I'll pull as well.
Farah
Ball's
got
on side,
retake,
ball.
so she's
Watch
at
out.
0 charge.
Ball boop.
Mercy as well.
Yeah, one point.
Trace on point. Trace on point.
One point.
Tracer one. Tracer recall.
Tracer recall, we can get Tracer. Okay, they're coming right, left side.
I've got no shoot.
Ball on point.
Nice pick, nice pick.
Pulling ball back. Whoa, what the hell?
Yeah, you wanna
Nice
watch out.
one.
Tracer behind.
Right, play it slow, you wanna stall the point out.
Ball.
Alright, alright. I have coalescence up.
Might be worth using. Rocking the hub.
Ball behind.
Oh, go.
Using coalescence. Using coalescence.
Use it.
Play. I've got
Mine.
no shield, I've got no shield.
I'm with you, I got the push on you.
I got you. I got you.
Ball half.
Okay, I'm back.
Keep me healed.
Zoom
Yeah,
point.
My point.
Point, pulling it.
Mine up in.
Number one's on point, number one.
Tracer
Tracer
no
no bomb.
bomb. Tracer no bomb.
Ball in the back, ball in the back.
Ball.
Ball low.
I've got pull
Mine
inside.
up in.
Killable.
Okay, check.
What do they have?
Moira, Reaper. Oh no, Reaper switched.
Okay.
Now.
We full barrage here.
Oh, they have McCree
I
now.
don't think they have anything right now.
Okay.
They just swapped a lot of.
Okay,
Versus
we
one, yeah.
we pull barrage here, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, they're probably gonna cross the bridge.
Okay,
man.
go
Gonna
left.
see if I can-
They're going. Yeah, left. They're all
They're going left. Going left. All left.
Right, wait. You wanna
Concede,
let him
right,
come in a bit.
concede,
You wanna let him
concede,
come in a
concede.
bit. Come back.
Okay, just break.
Back.
No.
Fall back a bit.
I'm with your team.
I'm low on dead.
It's lost.
Stall to 99.
Overtime.
Okay, now
Coming up
reset,
with coalescence next fight.
reset.
And we got 6 ults for next
Yo,
fight.
jump off.
I can get away.
We can use every ult next fight.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so we're gonna pull barrages to begin with, and then if that doesn't work, we Sigma ulti and we Death Blossom. Okay?
They might have Orisa and Hog.
Yep. Okay.
Can Val
If
come push in?
yeah, Valkyrie we push in. Yeah.
And Mora.
Yep.
Okay,
So
we push
Valkyrie
left.
Mora to keep the fire. Yeah, we push left.
Push left, yeah.
Fire, get ready.
Yeah,
No look for
trying
Troy.
not.
Hug no
Nice.
hook, hug no hook.
Okay, remember, pull barrage.
Full barrage,
Ready?
okay.
Pushing in now.
Okay,
I'm gonna go for the wind. I'm gonna go for the
Yeah,
wind.
with you,
Okay,
fire.
okay.
Yeah, okay, pull and shoot now, pull and shoot now.
I'm in. Go now.
Nice. Down the Moira.
Quick.
I'm on the
More no fade on points.
More point.
With you,
I'm
Farah.
on the fed. Okay, I'm gonna push forward here, and I'm gonna Sigma ulti them.
Okay, I can look for pull again. Nice.
They're not
Nice
gonna touch. Nicely done, team. Okay. So lobby. Back to lobby.
All right, so that was good. The last fight was fine. The only thing was, you never really called when you were actually in position to do it, which is kind of obvious there, but you need to make sure that it's happening. And then the other thing for the last fight there was that we never called that it was last fight. So if you got 5 ults in his last fight, is it worth holding anything?
No.
No, so it's you won the fight because you had the better combo and you set it up well, but there's a good chance that they might be able to come back, right? Because they've got multiple things that they can do to shut down that fire. What happens if he gets hooked straight away? Things like that. So you need to be thinking like how we do use as much as we can here for the last fight. So someone just like Sheckler or Amelia, one of you needs to look at the timer and just say, this is last fight. Then the other thing is we need to start listening a lot more. So when people are calling plans, like you need to make sure, like the perfect example again, like tonight, did the exact same thing. You played Li Jiang, you had the barrage, and you said you were going to use it when they came in, and then you ended up being in, like, no one knew where the fire was, and then you ended up dying. Like, we need to be able to respond with where we're actually playing for that barrage so that fire knows, or vice versa. Like, the fire needs to respond and say, okay, I'll do it at the door here because you should know how to barrage yourself. It's the same thing with, like, oh, if we're setting up Grav, you don't say, okay, we'll look for it here. That's not their job, the shot caller's job to know where to do it. It's the person who's got the actual ultimate. So they need to call it. So just going into the next round, make sure that you're listening twice as hard, and that when you hear a plan that you can add to, just verbally say what you're going to do. And we need to have locations as well. Remember, just try and do it as quickly as you can whilst giving as much information.
Wait, is it okay if I do another control map?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay. Rick said be right back 1 minute, so we'll just wait on him.
Oh, hello. She does nothing to me. I feel nothing. That's cheating though, you can't flash. I eat you.
I'm back.
It's a threat more or less.
Alright, we ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Go.
Traveling to Nepal.
You really want to do this? You made a grave mistake. Oh. I think I died.
Initiating
Let's do Orisa Sigma. Same thing we ran last map, so May Reaper, Vishimara.
I think we do that, right?
Yep.
We go all the way right side to point, and we use the May wall to kill anyone that goes in.
Alright.
It says here righteous glory is an essential item. I know, it's not AP now, is it? I know I'm a tank and all, but I kind of want for damage.
Ready for battle.
Dragon counts as an epic monster, right?
What?
Oh,
Um,
I see.
Farming in like what it used to be.
They also have a cat.
That's
Yeah.
called escapade.
Oh, I want to eat this cat. Copy that. Oh, I should have eaten that. Man.
Thought Germany had good internet.
Does it?
My HP, by the way.
I don't know.
This is after 18 minutes.
Haven't been there.
I don't even know what that. How to pronounce that?
Sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut. Sauerkraut.
What does that even mean?
It's like
Sauerkraut.
cabbage or something, isn't it?
Like sour. I know what it's called in Swedish. But
Is there an English word for that?
there has
I don't think so.
What?
It's a
What?
vegetable.
Okay.
Is that?
Cabbage
Cabbage.
Yeah, it's
Sour-
cabbage.
is a cabbage. We
Yeah.
call it sour cabbage.
Yeah, yeah.
Surkål.
Surkål.
Yes. Surkål.
Kabachi. That's the only cabbage I know.
That's fine. I have about.
Oh.
3,000
There's also no English word for Schupfnudel.
Sorry, what?
I'm sorry, what?
Because actually, you eat sauerkraut mit Schupfnudeln.
I have
It's a-
no
It's
idea
not
what
really
that is.
making any
That's
sense.
a very, very typical German food you can get on like big events.
You know, we've been having a lot of these snowballs.
Huh.
That's cheating.
German is a fun language.
Oh shit.
No, I'll do it. Keep running, keep running. I have tower for it. Taking a lot of damage from this vein though. Silent, it was worth. We gotta save what matters.
I'm gonna
Stuff
post
a
a
lot of them.
picture.
You gotta stuff a lot of them.
What, in IRL?
Hmm?
In IRL?
In the team chat.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Even better.
Of sauerkraut mit Schupfnudeln.
Oh, right. I thought you
Oh, I
meant
thought
you
meant
were
of
posting a
you.
picture of yourself. I was like,
No. Why the fuck should I do that?
why the
Why
fuck
not?
Yeah, why not? Oh, is that potatoes?
No.
Wait.
That's some kind of noodle.
What?
Noodle. Bruh.
I have no idea what that is. It looks like pasta with lots of cheese.
It looks like sliced potatoes.
Yeah, like chips and then like
Yeah.
cheese on top.
Yeah.
But some of them are burnt.
No, it's actually some kind of pasta with a harder. Yeah, it's like harder pasta, but more like in the. Yeah. It's
You're
difficult
telling me
to
the
describe.
chips
want-
thingy is pasta?
That's pasta.
Looks like bananas to me.
Yeah, like tiny bananas.
Tiny banana.
Yeah.
They're hurting me, Simon. Help me.
It's actually like
That's-
pasta with the consistency of a potato.
yeah, so it's like a potato.
It's like a potato, but it's pasta.
It's a fake potato.
Baked potato.
You didn't see anything. It's
I
delicious.
saw it.
You didn't see anything.
I'm pretty sure you can check the audit log for it. Now.
And you actually put some pepper and some ham into it.
Is that what the burn thing is? Or like the brown thing?
Well, there's some ham in there.
Ah,
Why the fuck not?
looks very nice.
Yeah, we're doing
I love it.
I
great.
still think it's chips.
No,
I don't
it's not.
believe you. I don't believe you. So what are they planning on doing? Are we just gonna? Bro.
I have this.
Amelia, what is your boyfriend playing? Is it Overwatch as well?
He's playing League of Legends.
Oh, gross.
I know. Right?
MOBA games. I'm like, hello.
Yeah.
Come here. Come here.
I know.
Come here.
Hear him. Sounds like he's a YouTuber or something.
That's what I thought as well.
Yeah.
Please. You have. If you stunner after chain stunner, we. Man. I hate you.
Has anybody seen the new Tesla car?
Yeah, it looks a bit like
The
Yeah,
Cybertruck? Hell yeah.
there was like a meme about it. It looks like Lara Croft in the old games.
Yeah, it looks like a futuristic car designed in 1970.
Yeah.
I have enough HP to give a shit about.
Okay, so just as a reminder, remember we go all the way, I think it's right side for us, so we go straight to point, then we wall them off. And then we push on them.
All right, what's everyone else doing then?
I'm speeding.
I'm gonna use my
When are you
shield.
speeding?
When we get out of spawn, I think.
To get on a spawn, and then when?
Look at my hitbox.
I won't have speed
So how
again.
big is your hitbox?
When are you gonna speed again? You know that the plan is the wall. Then what are you gonna do with speed?
Now I can't eat minions.
Push in.
Guess we'll speed in after we wait.
Speed if it's a good wall, and speed back if it's not. Then Rix, what are you doing?
I'm gonna play with the team, but it depends on if they have a May or Doom. If they have a May, I'll try and force out her cooldown. If they have a Doom, I'll try and punish him as soon as he comes in.
Okay, so you're playing defensive until they go aggressive. Shegler, what are you doing?
I'm gonna save my orb for a good May wall
Absolutely.
or a bad May wall to heal up the team.
I'd say it doesn't matter. Just use your damage orb to get the maximum value possible.
Okay.
Because if it gets stuck at that side of the wall, then that's okay. If it gets outside that wall, they're still going to be standing at it. Just you need your ultimate as soon as you can.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're using your orb, but you're going to be looking straight after their DPS, aren't you, to make sure you're not going to get one hit
Yeah, yeah.
without using your shift. Raspberry, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get a wall in.
You're trying to get the wall in, and then what are you going to do if you get that wall?
I'm gonna call out that I got the wall.
Okay, so you're just going to say, you would reply to Spud in this situation and go like, I'll call
I
if the
think
wall's good or
wall is-
bad.
Good wall.
Zed, what are you doing?
I can push with shield to save my shield cooldown.
When are you pushing with shield?
When it's good wall is called.
Alright, you don't really need your shield for that though, do you? Because you've got your shift if it's a good wall to walk forward. Then you need to make sure the rest of your team's alive, don't you? And your shield's not really replaceable. You're better off using Spud Shield for that, aren't you?
Yeah,
So, what are you actually going to do?
push with shift.
Okay, what about your other cooldown?
I could pull someone to separate them.
Right, so you're going to try and pull them, and if you get a good pull and you can wall them off, then perfect. So you could reply to Raspberry here and say, I'll look for a pull and see if you can wall them.
Yep.
Alright, there you go. So that entire process, but you need to summarize what what we just discussed in like 3 words, and I'll go through everyone again. So Spud, what's the plan?
We go all the way right side, look for a wall.
Okay, Amelia, what are you doing?
Speeding on the spawn and then speeding to engage or to get.
Right, too long. Just say I'm gonna speed if it's a good wall. Otherwise, I'll keep it. Rex, what are you doing?
Baiting out May's cooldowns or punishing Doom if he comes in.
Okay, Shagler, what are you doing?
Using damage orb to build my ult as quick as possible and try to watch out for DPS.
Okay, Raspberry, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to get a wall in, and if I get one, I'm gonna say good wall.
All right, and Zed, what are you doing now? And you can reply to Raspberry as well here.
Pull to separate and then push with shift.
All right, so Raspberry, what do you say to that?
That works as well.
Sorry.
What do you say to Zed when he said that? Oh, I'll look for a pull.
I'm gonna try to combo with the pull.
All right. So what we just did there, it doesn't necessarily have to be everyone every time. It just has to be like this process needs to happen it's with some people so that the plan's actually fleshed out. Because if you go to the point and you don't get a wall, then what are you gonna do? Well, okay, you don't have a plan, right? But now you've got your win condition. You know what you're meant to be playing for. It doesn't matter if you get that wall or don't, because it's going to be called if it's a good wall or a bad wall. And you know that Amelia is going to have that speed boost on off cooldown, so that she can speed you in or out, depending. So Spud knows that they can work for that. Zed knows, if it's a bad wall and they engage onto us afterwards, then we can get out. We can use our speed. So that's why it's so important that we're doing this.
All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Just wait for them.
I think they're ready. Yeah, they're ready.
Yep. They were spamming chat. Yeah, it's the right side here.
Right, so just go through the plan again.
Okay, we're gonna push all the way right side, look for wall.
I'll punish the dude if he comes in too close, or bait our melee cooldowns.
I'm gonna try to build my ult and avoid DPS.
I tried to combo with the reason.
Let's go. Right side.
Nice.
Yeah. They're high
Yeah,
ground.
they're left side.
They go blind.
Okay,
Hold point.
I'm gonna try.
They dropped. They're coming in.
Miss.
They're going around. Coming in now.
Shoot in 3.
Okay,
Push.
I got ult.
On the
Reaper behind. I had to use shift.
Okay, shoot point in.
Damage open point.
Run.
Nice. Reaper right side.
May one.
On the Reaper.
I'm gonna rock.
Reaper on me. Pull him Reaper.
Get the Reaper.
Reaper low. Sorry. Use your point.
Nice, now come.
I got my call lessons up.
Alright, Raspberry, when you get a wall, I want you to be calling the target that you see immediately, right? So if you say it's a good wall, then say who you're on.
Oh, great.
Okay, second ulti. Any ultis from them?
No, probably not.
Okay, we try and build them off at choke here, and we call lessons as we go in. I'll use my shield to push forward.
I'll put again.
Good.
Pull him Reaper.
Get out.
Okay, push.
Call lessons. Push.
Push in the one. On the one.
Run.
Now, mate. Pull him here. Pull him.
Reaper away.
Need help.
Okay, Roger.
Kill May next.
May.
On me.
Okay, don't extend.
Right, look at their tanks, look at your tanks. How are you meant to be playing?
Reaper down.
Very long distance.
Long distance, so it doesn't matter if they engage. You don't really want to engage on them, do you? Unless you have something to engage with.
They might be close to Reaper. And
They're going through the mega room.
Okay, we bongo.
Lucio maybe.
They come in. We bongo as they come in. They're coming choke.
Okay, they're going kitchen.
Kitchen. Okay, rotate point.
Okay, rotate. I've got no
We
shield.
bongo now.
Okay, bongo in. Okay, pull him on.
Rocking.
Nice.
Push on them. Oh, wait, no.
I'm gonna wall them up and choke.
Yeah, get one. Push one. Pull him on. On one. Okay, back.
Come back. Okay, check.
Call lessons again. They will have Rhine, Reaper, May.
Okay.
Ryan,
I'm trying to TP behind them as if it's.
Okay, yeah, you TP behind. We pull and we.
I'm gonna TP from now. I'm high ground right now.
Okay, we sigma ulti as they come in. Okay.
I'm high ground right now. I'm gonna drop on them.
Look for
I can also use call lessons after your.
We do it on point or we do it far back?
They're coming kitchen.
Okay, go on point.
Are they on point?
Wait.
Okay, looking for Paul. I'm looking for.
Point now. Pull.
Pulling.
Okay, see, I got target. I'm moved up.
Using healing. Using call lessons.
Get the one. Pressure the one.
Winnable. Push.
Run.
Pull him on.
Healing up on point.
Cover line.
Reaper already. Reaper ulting. Healing up on you.
Rocking Reaper. I'm
That's
dead.
lost.
Okay.
Right, so remember when there's ultimates available for the enemy team, you need to be thinking like what you're saving your cooldowns for, right? So if you know that you've got mail, then you need to save your shift. You need to be saving those abilities, right? Don't you? Or you need to be saving your E so you can speed people out. The same thing, you need to be thinking about it for in the middle of a team fight. If you know something's coming up, this team fight, remind everyone.
But they're holding a wall.
They will have graph, shatter, and
Don't push, they're gonna
beats.
wall. I'm gonna wall us out, okay? I'm gonna wall us out. You ready?
Yeah, yeah, ready, ready, ready.
Go fast, go fast, go fast, go fast.
Gonna.
On the sword, get the sword, get the sword. Main,
Yo,
main,
I'm
main,
walled.
main,
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 main.
walled.
Mano cry, Mano
Reaper's
cry.
freezing,
Just
Reaper's
get the
freezing.
main,
This is Zarda. Run.
It's winnable, winnable, winnable. Push, 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 push,
Pull
push.
him one. On the main lane.
Run.
Just push the main frozen. I'm one.
Current.
Go on point.
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
double
wall,
them.
I'm gonna wall.
Pull the one here, pull the one.
I'm gonna TP from behind.
On main.
Yo, walled.
Up circle.
I'm off.
Alright, good.
Main low.
Good.
Big. Get the main.
Pull the main.
Nice. Main next. Nice.
Okay, Zora's kitchen. Get the Zora here.
Check quickly.
Zora me.
Okay,
This-
use everything. Oh wait, that's fine.
Alright, remember Shackler, Amelia, neither of you called it that was last fight, I don't think.
No.
Just do that going into the next one.
1-0.
So you have to start thinking about this. Like Spud's doing a great job with the plan. You need to be recurring with it and say what you're actually doing with it. And if the same thing with Shackler's doing a great job with alt track, and we just need to be starting to think like, oh, they've got mail, well, I'm gonna save my shift, or I'm gonna save my abilities to get out, or oh, I'm gonna look for if Reaper's got ult, then I'm gonna look to rock him, or I'm saving my whatever for the Reaper ult. Like you need to start thinking about these things so you don't get caught off. Like the information's there, you need to be starting to use it. So listen.
1. Round
Okay, we go straight point. We play on the back of point.
Left side or right side?
Go left.
Left on point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scout.
Oh, the right side.
They're going right side. I used to hit damage off.
Let's hold point.
Hold point.
Watch out for hold punch.
Can
He's
we
gonna
look
hold
for a
punch.
pull on the Reaper? Can we
I'm
pull?
gonna
Looking at
catch the
pulling.
punch, please.
I've got shield in 3, 2.
They're gonna hold punch. They're gonna hold punch.
Rotate.
Play with shield.
Reaper's trying to go behind. Reaper potting behind. Reaper potting behind. Damn it, healing up on you.
Okay, go.
Reaper behind. Reaper no shift.
Careful.
Where's one?
I'm close to coalescence. Healing up on you.
Okay, reset. Try and build your ulti if you can.
Doom low.
Okay, I'm off the map. Reset. Build ultis. Check.
They will have Reaper, Doom, Orisa, Moira.
Reaper, Doom, Marissa, Moira. Okay, we do dry push here. We try and force as many ultis out. Okay.
Remember, if you get a bad wall, it's not really winnable. Like that's your win condition. If the wall is bad, then you don't engage on it, right? Don't you?
I have my coalescence up.
Don't use any ultis. We want to force them out. Okay, we go.
Okay,
Go right side.
Right.
Okay.
Doom ulting.
Save cooldown.
Huge
Pull
wall.
in Doom. Missed him.
Reaper right side.
Reaper
low. Reaper right.
Wait.
Okay, rotate point.
I'm TPing behind.
Shield up.
I'm TPing behind.
Gotta use coalescence. Using coalescence now.
Go.
Reaper behind.
I'm Reaper.
Reaper no wraith.
Sigma freezing, Sigma freezing.
Siglo.
Sigma no.
Where's there?
That's lost.
Right, reset. We shouldn't have used any ulti. Okay, we forced 2 of them out, I think.
Yeah,
They use call on Bongo.
Okay, check.
They also use Doom. They have Reaper, Sigma, Beat.
Reaper, Sigma, B. Okay, we look for a pull.
Yeah.
We use Sigma ulti and then we follow it up with Reaper, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna look for it left side here, mate.
I can try to wall them on the exit here.
Yeah. Okay.
Ready?
No, they're already out.
Okay, look for pull.
2.
Pull on them left. Pull on them. Oh, I messed my pull up.
We got it.
Okay, signal shift. Burn sig.
I'm gonna go on down.
Okay, push in.
I'm gonna ult.
No.
Healing up a bunch.
They show me. Do.
Doom ulting.
Yo, last fight. We gotta go quickly.
Yeah, we gotta go quick.
Amelia, can you touch? Okay, I'm gonna go ball her.
I'm dead.
Okay, yeah.
They still have Beat. They might have Moira again.
Can we touch?
And Sigma.
Can we touch? I can't touch.
I don't think we can touch.
No, we can't.
Defense mode activated.
Clear impact area. Diamond, what's your favorite part?
Score 1-1. Ready for battle.
We do same thing again. We set up on point. Okay. We look for a pull rock here. Z, and we also look for a wall.
Yep.
Nice.
All right. I'll try to build
Alright.
coalescence again as fast as possible.
Remember when? Just a reminder. You're meant to be going past the shields, aren't you? You're not meant to just wait to spam the shields. So if you get that wall, you need to go past the shields, or if you're engaging for it, you need to go past the shields.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go
I'll
main.
use my shield to push in. Okay. If
Alright,
you go.
let's go in. Let's speed on.
They're main.
Okay, speeding.
Fine,
Go,
fine,
go, go, go.
Left side, center.
Looking. Sig one.
Pull in sig, pull in sig, push sig main, push sig main, push sig main.
Z.
More dead. They have no main heals. It's fine.
I'm low on healing.
You load you down, you down.
The objective
I'm dead.
Yeah, Z, you pushed in. Wait.
I did, yeah.
Reset.
Do.
It's feeding the mod charge. Right, check.
I don't think they have anything. They might come up with Reaper next fight.
Yeah, can I swap to Doomfist here? I think he's gonna find a lot more value here.
Yeah. Go
More
for it.
might have ult.
Okay, we look
I
for.
killed that early. They don't.
We look for a pole and we look for a blossom here. Okay.
Right before you go in, you've changed your plan. You've changed your comp. What are you changing now with your plan?
We're looking for a pole blossom here because Rix is gonna have it. We push in with my shield.
Okay,
Okay.
saving
Get
pull,
past the
saving.
shield.
I
Three,
haven't got ult yet. Okay.
Okay, shooting up, shooting
let's
up.
go.
Tell me when you got it, tell me when you got it. Get the Reaper.
Coalescence up.
I'm dead.
Lost.
Okay, reset.
This will restore you.
They have Reaper, Moira, Doomfist.
Doom.
Healing upcoming.
Rix, you wanna reset?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
back.
Did we call the Doom?
I'm using shield.
Did we call the Doom?
No,
we didn't.
Still alive,
Okay,
still alive.
okay, we go main. We push with my shield, engage with coalescence, and
Okay.
we blossom.
Okay, I'm done pull them, I'm done pull them for
3,
coalescence.
2, 1, go.
Go.
You can coalescence now. Push.
I missed.
Mine.
Can we get the
Push past the
Reaper?
ship, push past the ship.
Reaper.
They might go with Reaper behind us.
I'm not.
Healing up on you.
We're still low.
Big.
Which point?
Rex on point.
Which one?
Okay, we hold close here, hold close.
I use shield, no shield. Reaper going
Okay.
point.
Reaper boarding point. Reaper north.
We can get him here.
Get him. Nice.
Okay, check.
Okay, back.
I'm gonna set up
They
a
still
flag
Reaper, Sigma, Orisa, beat.
Reaper, Sigma, Orisa, B. Okay. We use Bongo as they push in. In the meantime, we scout. We use Bongo and then we'll look for a pole and a Sigma ulti if we don't kill them with Bongo.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, they also have cold.
I can hear them.
No, they don't have cold.
They're coming up here.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm on the back.
Wait. No, you don't want to back. You want to hold steady.
Okay, bongo.
They use Bongo.
Okay, looking for ball. Pulling now, pulling. Oh, zoom in.
Them low.
Healing up on us.
Sorry, can you save pull? Save pull.
Pushing up. I've got pulling 3. I'm dead.
Coalescence up. Use coalescence now. Reaper behind.
Pulling.
Watch out.
No shift.
Pushing 6.
I'm low. I'm too low to push.
You don't have healers out now.
I'm here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Nice, come back. Okay, check.
They still have Sigma. They use Bongo. They still have Reaper
Okay.
and
Sigma.
Beat.
Sigma,
Hold
Reaper.
down.
Up here
There's
again, I
beat,
think.
there's beat. So
Okay.
Sigma and Reaper.
Sigma Reaper.
Okay, we pull
Yeah,
and we do multi.
Maybe Doom again. Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Save your pull, Larissa, okay? Save your pull.
Yeah.
I'll
I'm
try
gonna
and
call
wait
for it.
here.
I'm gonna
I'll try
call
and
for it.
Sell my beats for Reaper.
Okay.
Okay, got shield here.
Pull.
Pull shield. Zoom in.
Healing up on you.
Beat it.
Reaper one. It's Sigma me.
Ursa.
Last fight.
Dead.
Push it as long as you can, and then we...
Stole out. I got Blossom. Okay.
Emily, you should have used the beat for the Sigma, so I've called it.
They might come up with Bongo again. And Mora. That's it.
Alright, let's speed
Bongo
on. We need
You
to
look for a
speed.
Death Blossom. We go left side here because we
Left,
don't
left,
have.
left.
Oh no, we need to touch quick.
We need
Yeah,
touch,
yeah,
so we can
I
make
can
it
touch
quick,
back,
guys.
touch
If you take a
Okay,
long
save
step
and pull, save and pull. Shield up. I'm gonna shield aggressive.
Okay, touch quick.
Okay, go. Shield aggressive. Shield aggressive. Pulling.
Healing over point, healing over point.
There is no go, there is
On
no
the
go.
signal shift.
Give me a stone. Give me left side.
Do
Do
it back.
one. Pull it in.
Push
And
onto
pull
them.
left side. Use a good left.
Rocking.
Do one.
Bunker point.
Reap dead.
Nice. Lucio.
Lucio point. Pulling Lucio.
Doom is right side. Doom is right side.
Bull.
Rocking ball.
Bull.
Ball outside the point.
Yeah, pulling ball. Missed him.
Ball,
Healing over point.
Ball low.
Check
He's
pull it
one
down.
more.
Any ultis coming up real quick.
More
Any
coming in maybe. Pulling more here. More.
Nice.
Nice. Reaper TPing. Nice.
I can't this
All right, so remember where? So attack versus defense here. You went in that last fight, right? And you won it, correct? Do you think that last fight went really well? Did you plan it correctly?
Kinda.
You planned it enough, right? Because
Yeah.
what do you think was the major advantage you had that last fight?
The Death Blossom.
But did you see how easy it was? Like you walked in and you killed them.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Not really, no.
Because you're walking into a kill box. You're basically setting up a kill box because you know where they're going to be. So your kill box is on top of them, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because you've got to get there and engage in them. But see, on defense, second to last fight, why do you think you lost that then? Because you played like pussies. You just stood there and like you went, I don't know why, but on attack you were perfectly fine and adequate, and on defense you just like, oh mom, I don't want to get on a bed, no, 5 more minutes please. Like you just stood there and took the fucking shafting that the enemy team were giving you every fight because you were defending. You need to be able to push, like just treat defense like you're attacking but from the middle of the map instead of there, right? That's what I want you to think of now, like next map onwards. And we'll probably look for payload or hybrid maps from now on.
Okay. Gotta be control.
And like, do you think if the point of that comp is to push best shields and kill the enemy, do you think that changes on attack or defense?
No.
No. They want to play Temple, so we'll go with that for now. Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
Nice. We're gonna play the May Reaper again, so Orisa Sigma, May Reaper, Lucio Mora.
Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, because every time I say I don't want to play, you're like, but you should play it. I'm like,
I think as well here, you're probably just going to be playing your May Reaper again. And it's not necessarily because it's best on this map. Like, I'll stress that. It's probably not, but I want you to, because you all know how that works, right? And you've started to put the gears in motion on how that comp actually works and how you know your win conditions with it. Because what I need is you to be doing the win condition cycle, but with whatever comp. So it's easier to do it on the comp that you know for a start.
Initiating match.
I'm probably gonna go Doom here instead of May.
Let's do the May.
Just do May, okay.
Yeah.
Doom is better first point, but May's better second point.
Yeah, but it's better to fix our comms with a
Ready for
comp we
battle.
know how to run really well.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so same thing again. We look for a wall. We'll set up on high ground, look for a wall as they come in, and then we push into them. I'll save my shields to push in.
Oh.
Okay. We wall them off at that door.
Yes,
And
at
try and
that,
do any damage, yeah.
yes, at that choke if they go here, or this choke if they decide to go here.
And we wall off Halt Rock.
Okay.
Are we sure we want to hold wall them off that way instead of to the right side?
Depends where they go.
Could have, yeah. Depends on how fast they enter. Next.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, get ready to have your
They're
wall
going
up.
right side.
Yeah, they're gonna speed on to right side. Watch out. They're gonna speed on.
Yeah, let them go through right side. Do we know what comp they have yet?
I think they might be swapping actually.
They
they-
are not right side again.
Dive. Watch out,
Right, there shouldn't be silence. What are you doing now? What's everyone changing?
Scouts, they're coming. I got hacked. Oh, you walled me.
On the diva.
So someone's behind.
Monkey on you.
Okay,
Monkey on you.
I'm going forward point.
Okay, wait, come back.
Help her, Razzie.
No, it's
Raz,
fine.
come
Pull a monkey.
Okay, have
Get you one.
Diva freezing, Diva freezing.
Push on Diva.
Monkey now on high ground. Point. Monkey on high ground point. Right side.
Can you pull monkey?
I got some as well.
Somebody dead. Get you one.
Nice.
Alright, how are you playing into their comp?
We wait for them to dive into us. So we hold the back end here, okay? So they have to move into us instead of jumping on us.
They're swapping.
They got Rista
Yeah,
secret.
that
Okay.
matter.
Okay, we play normal then, because they can't really dive us.
I'm close to call lessons.
Yes, I'll speed.
Chilling here.
Get ready, I'm gonna wall.
Span the Rista. Okay, pulling them together here.
Who'd you wall?
Call lessons up.
Listen.
Reaper's gonna.
Using call lessons.
Reaper back.
This.
Push it in.
Listen.
Back up.
Back out.
Back. Watch out for
Why
Halt
are we
Rock.
Me alone.
They're coming.
Okay, we can walk them.
We're on point.
Yeah, push on them. Can we
We
push
can
on
look
them?
for him maybe.
Good.
Going high ground.
They're going high ground.
The high ground. Are you by
Yeah,
yourself?
you wanna contest them? You wanna
By
contest?
yourself.
Can you pull? Can you
They're
hold?
wall.
Okay, pull it.
Spud you alone.
On the sig here.
Nothing.
Get the sig.
Get him a job.
Reaper left side.
Earth.
Come on.
Mario ulting left side. Mario ulting.
Pull and Doom. Do one mini.
Doom low.
Do.
Push them here. Push. Shooting up.
Razi, can you?
On the Rista. Pull and Reaper.
Okay, back up. Oh, actually, maybe not.
Signal shift.
Okay, I got no
Back,
shift.
back.
They will be coming up with call lessons.
Okay.
I think that's it.
I wanna ult.
They use
We pull in. We sigma ulti here.
Oh, they use call lessons. Never mind. Yeah.
I dropped. Just set
I'm
point.
close to call lessons. Call lessons.
I'm dead.
I'm using call lessons. Using call lessons.
Get them bong as well. Pull them in. Oh, we used a lot there.
Winnable. Chorus.
Okay,
Nice.
no more. How
Right.
many ults did we use?
Three.
3. 4.
Four. Yeah, that was way too over.
Right, come on, next fight. What are you doing?
They might be coming up with Doomfist and Reaper,
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah,
It's
they're gonna have Reaper.
Seventeen.
We on Sigma ulti, okay? If they throw Sigma first, we use that. I'll try and rock the Doom as he engages,
Ready?
Okay.
Can get?
and I'll build my ulti.
Reaper's
I'm
off.
not there yet. I'm not there yet. Just give me a second.
Nice wall.
Ready?
Wait, push this. Pull them more.
Oh, you're learning.
Okay, I'm back and I'm trying back. On the Rista.
We're with you.
Okay, I'm low. I need heals here. We need to back.
Doom behind.
Doom.
Get him
Do.
too.
Ulting as they come in. Ulting.
Doom is low. Ah, I got healed.
Last right.
Point.
Healing on point.
On Ursa.
You by yourself there.
Yeah, we used way too many ults on the second to last fight.
We did, yeah.
That wasn't why you lost.
Was it? True.
You
They
fucking
will-
pussyfooted about on high ground for way too long when you got a good wall.
Oh, there's a Reaper close. They will punish.
They will have Sigma,
Objective
Reaper,
lost.
Let's hold close. Let's hold close.
Beat.
No, don't come close. Look at the
We
No,
hold
no,
it,
no,
then we
no,
push.
poke.
Help her out. Help her out.
Push on the wall.
No, it's fine. I got this. I got this.
Call
They're
us up.
going- they're
Let
going
them
right,
push,
going
let
right,
them
going
push.
right.
Let them push.
We look
They're
for a
right.
wall here. We look for a wall and we blossom. We save.
They're going red.
Okay, don't use pull and don't use pull.
Watch out for Doom TP. The Reaper TP.
Okay, brace you. Okay, pull it
Healing
now,
up on
pull it
us.
now. Push it, Doom.
Ulting.
Head Doom.
Split.
I'm not
Reaper
pushing.
going top. Reaper top. Behind.
Wait.
Yo, don't turn
I'm
around.
dead.
Healing up on us. Use call us.
Pull it up. Push.
Oh, rocking.
Six.
Reaper no right.
Push.
Healing up on you.
Right,
Nice.
we're freezing.
Huge drop.
Reaper inside.
Reaper dead.
Push the rest.
Rocking Arista.
No cooldown. Doom behind on point.
He's on Mega. Doom first on Mega.
Doom on Mega.
He's getting out. You can catch
He's
him.
out.
No, he's not out yet.
Is he not? Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, now he's gone.
Next fight, what's happening?
Um,
I'm gonna TP. I'm gonna be up the high
we'll
ground.
have Orisa beat Mora.
Okay, Arista beat more. Okay, we bongo as they come in. Okay, and we look for.
Where are they? They main.
I'm gonna push with
Bongo as
shift.
they come in. If not, we'll pull and we sigma. Okay.
Okay, shield low. Shield and Warden.
Okay, I wanna blossom.
Okay, I can
No. Don't use blossom.
My will.
No. Okay, shield and 5,
Shielding
3.
coming.
We have the better
One
poke
shield in it.
this time.
Yes,
I have call lessons up.
Okay, they're going right.
Reaper behind you guys.
Reaper behind.
Reaper on the
We can
left.
get out.
Right.
Doom no cooldowns.
I'm pulling Doom. Missed him. Okay, I'm not looking. I'm bongoing this.
Bongo.
I can get the Doom in.
Push,
1 minute left.
Push him.
Hold W.
Pull them together. Push the Sig.
Seconds remaining.
On the Sig. Get the Sig.
Sigma freezing.
Six. Now Wristen. Do.
Doom no cooldowns.
Doom low. Pulling.
I'm gonna wall them out.
Shooting up again.
Do next.
Overhead. Now Lucian.
Reaper
Nice.
behind you guys.
There's a Reaper.
Reaper point.
Speed
Go.
in.
Go. Don't give him a tick. Nice.
You guys need to listen. I said
Reaper no right.
You gotta say it louder, Rick.
Reaper on back. Mega.
Pulling in.
I'm gonna catch him. I'm gonna catch him.
Spawning out.
Hey, he's right side.
I have call lessons up.
No, he can
Okay.
raise down.
Listen.
Last fight.
Listen. Okay, we call lessons as they come in. We look for a pull. We signal.
gonna mail pull over here.
All right.
Don't use
Mail
mail.
early.
Okay,
Mail
they're going
early.
right side.
Tell me when you.
No,
go-
that's fine. I'm getting out.
okay.
Tell me where to blossom. Where you blossom.
Okay, wait. As they come in, they're gonna go right side.
Oh,
there.
okay.
Okay, I'm gonna push the shift here.
Healing up on point.
No.
Okay, pull him. Push. Only wish.
Use call lessons. Give me call lessons.
Wrist low. Spam the wrist.
Reaper behind.
I'm Reaper. Pull him Reaper.
Reaper.
Reaper right. Doom ulting. I'm dead.
Don't forget my.
You don't have healers.
Reaper.
Sig low. I don't know where he is.
He's not though. He's off.
They swapped to ball.
Targets, still targets.
Moira half.
Healing up on
This will
point.
heal you.
Tomorrow, targets. Check one.
Okay, I'm going back to school.
More. I'm dead.
On the Doom here. Doom low.
Eating damage. Signal shift. Push on 6.
Lane. On the Sig.
Do one.
Tank's not killable. Healing up on point.
Get into position. Kill the Mahal.
Sigma is one.
Tank's not killable.
Right, focus on the support.
I can't touch that.
Good touch.
No.
Round 1. This will heal you.
Alright, so last fight there you lost. Like, I'm not sure why you were waiting for that for so long, but you need to be like, you need to be really assertive when you've got all advantage like that. It's coming up to last fight. Why the fuck would you be trying to pull into Reaper ult when you know that they're gonna have cooldowns and they're gonna come in with everything? Like, and then you ended up using, like, that's a really good example because you ended up using use May ult first, which was the correct decision, but it wasn't called. And then on top of that, we pulled everyone up out of the Reaper ult with Sigma ult. And then we slammed back down, Reaper ult ended. Oh, look, Reaper's in the middle of them with no cooldowns. He's dead. Like, you gotta be thinking about these things. And if the plan is shit, we call it out and we say, no, we're using this instead. Like, you as a DPS or you as a support player know when to use your ult. So if Spud needs to be corrected on the plan, then correct it. And the same thing, Spud, you can listen to the other team. If people say, look, we can Death Blossom as they come in and only use Death Blossom, then that's what you do.
Okay.
So it's not like a slight against you if the team wants to do something else because you don't know how to play their characters.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, what are we gonna do here?
We do the same again. So we go left side with a May. So go left stairs here. We look for a wall. We push in on the wall.
4, 3,
I'll use my shield to go forward again.
attackers
Yeah, I'll so
Let's
push.
go left side.
Defend
Let's go left side.
objective
Save your shield.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
They got it,
ready?
Ryan.
Okay, we go,
Shielding,
go, go,
shielding,
go.
Speeding, speeding, speeding.
Okay, Roost has no pull.
I had to use shift.
That's fine.
Okay.
They have a
Wait,
junk
wait,
grab, so
wait,
careful with
three.
pushing in.
Okay, go, 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 go. Care, trap.
Healing up on you, healing up on
Put
you.
on the wrist, put on the wrist, put on the wrist.
I'm keeping behind. How's it?
I use
I'm very low. I'm out of healing, out of healing.
Rest low, junk low, junk low, junk low.
Healing up on you.
Jump on, jump
On the
on,
one,
jump
on the one.
Gotta kill them more.
Nice. Junk above, junk above.
One.
Yeah, you can chase him, you can chase him.
Nah, he's full. He's full HP.
So just leave
Yeah,
him.
but there's two of you.
He's still behind. Yeah, okay.
Nice.
I got cool lessons up.
He's done a respawn though.
And
They might be coming up
Oh,
with Junkrat and Mora.
Okay, where are we going? Where are we going?
Okay, we go left side and we push
side,
in with
okay.
coalescence. Again,
Okay.
we look for a wall.
Okay, watch
You
out.
just said they have tire. Your plan changes. That's not a win condition now. You're not gonna win off wall.
We're Sonic, we're Sonic.
Take
Okay.
a second and think of a plan here. You've got plenty of time.
Should we push main? Because Junkrat inside will probably melt us.
Yeah, true. Should we push main with coalescence? And then look
Okay,
for
okay.
pick?
Alright.
They've just wait before you go in. You've just said that they got fucking tired, and you've said nothing in regards to that. What's happening if Moira ults here? She's gonna die.
I'm gonna die, yeah.
So Shackler, you should be shouting that shit out like I can't Moira ult until the tire's gone.
Should we do a dry push? Force out tire?
Wait for me, wait for me.
Okay, just let's speed main. Let's speed.
Yeah, we speed main, okay? Try and force out the Junkrat ulti.
Wait, full rest.
Down two.
Wait.
So we're down
Don't
to-
take unnecessary damage. Don't take unnecessary damage.
We're here.
Alright, we're here? Okay.
Okay, ready?
Don't have more rules.
Save your cooldown. Save your escape abilities for
One.
fire.
Push in,
Okay,
push in.
go.
Healing up on me.
Run.
Right shattered.
Run.
Okay, push main, push main. On the wrist,
Okay.
on the wrist.
Save. You cool down.
Tire.
Turn behind. Let's on the wrist from me. Wrist
Healing up. We lost.
Down two.
Run away.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay. I'm
Okay, we
gonna
forced
die.
out
I have
two
no
ulti.
cooldown. I have no cooldown.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna die.
They will probably have Moira, Orisa, and Hanzo.
Moira, Rissa, Hanzo. Okay, we've got Blizzard here. Go in with them.
Okay.
Just call as we go in and then Blizzard.
Okay, the Rhino Orisa now.
Yeah.
Right, what are they gonna do?
They're probably gonna bongo as we come in or beat on
They're
the.
probably gonna drag and then combo with.
They're probably gonna
the-
hold dragon.
Yeah, hold dragon.
Okay, so everyone, you gotta think about what cooldowns you're saving for that.
Your escape.
I'm saving my
Escapes.
shit.
I'm gonna
Or
save
something.
my shift, try and eat the dragon if possible.
I'll wraith out of it.
Okay.
So now you've got multiple ults here, and you know you've got all advantage. Why not use more than one? Like you, I'm gonna tell you the plan here. You're gonna go left side as much as you can and just force into them, and then when you get to the point, you're gonna pull, you're gonna spud ult, and then you're going to mail afterwards and Reaper ult to finish everyone off.
Okay.
Okay.
I can also help Blossom ult with my coalescence.
Yeah, we need to hurry.
You're gonna beat for dragon, and you're gonna more ult for their bongo or something to destroy it.
But
Okay,
trap,
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 trap.
Trap. Okay, ready?
Okay, you ready?
For pull?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, we go. Pulling it, put a shield.
Oh. No. We took a bit long. That's fine.
He's gonna have tire, I think. We got everything though.
Yeah,
Team
Okay.
kill.
same plan.
So
Same
what are we
plan.
gonna use first?
So we look for pull. We signal to. We then freeze everyone. Follow it up with Death Blossom.
Okay.
The exact same plan. Come left.
Okay.
I'm not quite there.
Okay, you buy stuff, buy
They
stuff, buy
always
stuff.
for me.
They might come up with Junkrat again.
Okay, we just wait here, wait here.
Okay, hold on. Wait. We're missing two.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have beat now.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, ready?
go, we can go. Oh, yeah.
Remember, look for a pull.
Ready? Okay, showing up aggressively now. Okay, pulling shield, pulling shield, pulling shield.
Healing up on you. Healing up on you.
I'm on the wrist, we're on the wrist, wrist no ship. I'm dead. Junk frozen on the right.
Using Collis. Using Collis.
It's winnable, it's winnable.
Oh, sorry, it's gone.
Get bongo.
Bongo dead.
Wait,
Hands on point. Hands on Mega.
Hands
Hands on Mega.
Hands on,
Other one.
hands on.
Main. No, dead. More left side.
Lucian point. Lucian.
More on point. Ryan coming. Get Ryan. Run.
I'm behind.
Ball's freezing.
Healing up on you.
Guys, Maya.
Ryan's one. Right one.
Okay, I'm coming
May on
back
point,
from
no
bongo.
crime. May on point.
Push the main,
Main of
pull
freeze.
the main,
Main
pull
of
the main,
freeze.
pull the main.
Dead. Get a ball. Go.
Lucio.
Go
He's
Lucio.
low.
He's dead.
We're dead.
Clean kill.
Good job.
Right.
Round.
All right, so you see there how that was so much easier when you actually did it.
Yeah.
It was like I don't know what the fuck that was. We called the plan. It's fair enough you fucked it up the first time. You didn't beat for the dragon like we said we were going to, but you managed to do it the second time. The engagement was a bit papiga though. You knew that everyone knew what the plan was. Yet you were all fucking in the choke when your main tank was out in the middle. So that's both on everyone there. But Zed should be calling it, and you should be listening to him when he says that he's shielding aggressively and pulling on point. Then you need to be in there with him. And the same, like, it's 6 ults versus 6 ults. You want to use your ults, especially when you're on attack like that. You want to use your ults to clear them. So just keep things going when we're going into the next map here. But you need to be replying as well. You need to start thinking about like, oh well, they've got if Spud makes a plan, right, and the plan doesn't consist of anything to do with the ult tracking, because our plan, the win condition isn't that we stop them, it's that we use ours correctly, which is fine. You still need to be thinking, you need to be listening to Shackler or Amelia, whoever's ult tracking, and be like, okay, well, I know they've got dragons, so I'll beat for dragon. And if it's the wrong decision, then it's the wrong decision, but we need to be calling it. Just for everyone.
Okay.
All right. What time is it? Okay.
8:15.
Let's just hold on. I think it's probably worthwhile to have a 10-minute break just now, get a drink of water and toilet break.
Right.
Okay.
Alright.
All right, 10 minutes. 10 minutes max. Just try and be back here. 5-minute
Alright.
break, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Get on some Gordon Ramsay.
Wait, Dinky, you here?
I guess he needed the 10-minute break more than us.
as well.
Dink squad.
All right, we're back.
Wait, Dink, I have a question.
Yeah.
What would you say is like the best thing to do when, let's say, they have a Junkrat tire ready and we're running that comp? What would the call be to make?
Well,
let's say we've
everyone
gotten that-
everyone apart from you can escape it, can't they?
Yeah, yeah.
So you make sure you're playing the way that you counter tire in that situation is not by doing anything with it yourself, right? It's by individually thinking like, okay, well, I need to save my cooldowns for when this tire comes in. So everyone else needs to think about their cooldowns, and you need to be thinking about like, okay, well, they're going to try and shoot it for as long as possible before they've got their cooldowns, before they have to use their cooldowns. So we'll shoot it best we can. If we still can't kill it, which is likely if it's a good tire, then when the tire's there, you can look to stand in between Zed's shield and your shield.
Yeah.
Like, just dance between shields so it's really hard to hit both of you. Because you're the only two people on the team that can't get away from it. That and Lucio, but he should be wall riding away from his tanks then. Which is something that you should be thinking about as well on as a support, being like, okay, well, I know they've got this ult. They're probably going to focus either tanks or supports with it, so we need to play split backline to frontline.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. I was a bit confused because like when we say plan, I tend to think about mostly in ults. I was trying to
Yeah,
think of
you
what
need
we
to
could
start
use
thinking
for
a
this
lot
stuff.
wider than that.
Yeah.
And so going into the next map, you have to think about your. We'll probably play a payload map, which gives us a lot more time to plan. So I don't want us to be going in without everyone knowing exactly what we're doing, right? And I want that slow process this time. The try and make it so that you can have everyone say at least one thing every time.
Okay. Wait, so do we want King's Row or not?
Hybrid or payload maps from now on.
Okay, King's Row it is.
You okay, Nami?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So when Spud calls a plan, what is the rest of it? What is everyone else doing?
Wait, when I'm making the plan, everyone else should be like saying what they're gonna do to help follow up on the plan or adds to the plan.
Yeah, they're making the calls.
Yes.
And they're also listening to the alt tracking.
Yeah.
Has anyone got any other questions or anything that they thought halfway through there? Like they felt whenever you felt lost, you can ask me now. Like, what should I be doing in that situation?
Nothing yet, no.
Okay. I think we're just waiting on Shakla and Amelia.
I guess. Where we are, Kings Row, okay.
Right, I'm good.
Hello.
All right, Shackler, just to rearrange the same thing. We're making sure we're listening to the alt tracking and calling if we can do something about the enemy's alts, because it's usually like individuals we can work out what to do to counter the alts, or if you're having to save your shifts or whatever else. Make sure you're vocal about it. Make sure that when Spud calls the plan, we respond. So if the plan is called and it involves us, make sure and call it, right? Because we need to know when it's happening, where it's happening, or if you get your ult mid-fight, make sure you're calling it so you can actually do call that you could see like there's an opportunity for your ult and that you're TPing in to do it.
Yep.
Or looking for walls. Same things.
All right.
Wait, is everyone here?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if they're ready.
Spoiler alert for Gears 4 3. Dom fucking dies.
Drink water, Nami.
Damn.
Unlucky.
Nami got the hiccups again.
Yeah, whenever I drink water, when I have hiccups, it goes.
It never goes away from me.
I just never get.
I think it should. I think generally it should.
Yeah, it never goes away. Like, I just get randomly hiccups.
They're ready.
Good luck,
Ready?
boy.
Okay, we all ready?
Yeah.
Nami.
Let's go.
Now entering King's Row.
Okay, we played the exact same comp again, so May Reaper
Oh,
versus
my bad.
Initiating match.
Lucia Moira.
Hotel room, right? Wall off somewhere.
No. Well, we can have the main hotel, but it's probably too risky by herself. But we can just hold it the normal position, and then once.
Why is it risky for May there? Answer me that.
Because she'd be alone without.
Okay, if she doesn't get the wall, then what's she gonna do? Has she got survivability? Probably. Like, they're gonna have to speed into her, into the rest of your team. Are they gonna do that? Probably not. Like, it's not really unsafe for May to be playing alone.
Okay. We'll do that then. We'll have main hotel, everyone else at choke main.
Alright, so when you're looking for wall, everyone, what are you doing?
Following up on the wall.
Yes.
Raspberry, what are you doing?
Gonna
I'm
put
gonna
a
try to get wall.
Attackers incoming in
And
30
then,
damage up.
Then I'm gonna call good wall or bad wall.
Yeah.
Okay, give them space to push in. Don't push like really hard on them. Give them space to walk in. Ooh. They seem to have a Genji.
Cyberdive again.
Maybe.
5, 4,
Alright, let's go.
Just call it out if you use a standard dive. I'm gonna fall back to you guys.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
They have
Ryan.
Ryan.
Give them space. Give them space.
Ryan, Lucia, Moira.
I think he sees you, or maybe doesn't.
Yeah,
Save wall. Right, move back a bit. Move back.
Back a bit.
Wanna play back?
Don't shoot bubbles. Don't shoot bubbles.
Okay, shoot dead.
Ban bubble. Ban shield.
Okay, got shield in 3.
Give it
They will.
I go right. Good wall.
Healing up on you.
May behind.
I need to back up too long.
Ryan
shoot bro. Pull in the Zoe here, Oh,
I've got rope.
I'm gonna call us. Use call us.
Run.
On the main now, main. Dead.
Zari.
She's in the cafe.
Zari literally on nice.
Okay, rocking. Reaper's gonna
I'm
go.
walls. Healing up on you.
Reaper.
I've got shield.
Reaper nice.
Reaper dead.
Come back.
I'm not back yet.
Random fire strike.
I got blustering. What else are we gonna
He's
use?
getting out.
Okay, we signaled and we blossom after. Okay?
They might also have Blossom.
Okay, I'm using pull.
Blossom may.
Okay, I'll save my
Right.
shift. I'll save my shift for blossom. Okay. Keeping out first.
I'm gonna back up a bit.
Yeah,
Careful, they have Ryan.
Okay, can we?
I'm looking pull. Pulling.
Main no wall.
Okay, Ryan.
Ryan's gonna shut up. Be careful.
Wind low.
Follow up.
Ryan shattered. Use your call lessons.
Pull and wind.
Mate.
Okay, now push.
Push right. Run.
No more.
Reaper.
Reaper behind. Reaper no right.
Come back.
Reaper no right side. Come back.
Back.
He's gone.
I'm gonna get
Okay. Check loyalties. They used Brian. They used Moira. They used
They have Reaper may grab beat.
Reaper May. They used beat.
Okay, they're in flash. They're in flash.
Help.
Healing up for you. Healing up for you.
Okay, they walled you. Walled you.
Okay, play
play
back.
back. I'll try and eat the grav. We use beat on grav as well.
Reaper behind. That's lost.
Okay, lost.
Down point if you're gonna die. Go on, Shekla. Walk in there.
Okay, let's just all get good spawn for now.
Okay, ulties.
Still Grav May.
Grav May, okay.
Maybe more Rogan.
Grav May more. We bongo from distance to probably.
Okay, yep.
Okay, we hold this gunner here. Then we bongo and we follow up on it, okay?
Okay. We ready?
They're coming.
Beat for Grav, safe beat for Grav.
They have wall ready.
Okay. Bong with this. Push in the line. Push the line. Push the line. Wine low. Wine should broke. I'm the low. Dead.
Okay, let's
Come back.
They have spawn advantage.
Can we taxi Aressa, please?
We play back.
I got my coalescence up.
I've got old. New spawn even.
Okay.
Keep playing,
Let's stay back. Or we'll have a loose.
They will come up with Ryan again.
keep long distance, try and hold them from pushing us.
You don't get walled off. Careful about getting walled off.
Both so they can't push us.
Ryan really wants to shatter. Careful.
Yeah, he wants to shadow.
Razzie, just both so they can't.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, we're back.
We pull, we sig multi, and we use May after.
Okay, I'm looking for pull here. Okay, pulling car.
Wall behind you.
Boom mine. One to the shatter. Just boom mine. Now May.
Zero behind.
Sorry, pulling her.
Sided.
Nice, okay.
Don't shield up.
Anyone there?
Come on, nice fight.
Should be someone.
They will come up with beat. Probably everything by now.
Okay, we use coalescence as they push in, and we use death blossom once we get it. Okay, we look for a pull.
Okay, I'm gonna look for pulls here.
Okay.
They might grab this fight.
Okay.
Take a look out for Reaper.
Okay, I'm on to back again.
Main wall.
Play next corner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just spam one here. Vine's gonna look for shadow.
Ryan's looking for shadow. He's looking for shadow.
Get the mate.
Hold.
Run stun.
Shatter.
Using coalescence now.
May. I'm
Reaper behind.
Frozen on point. Keep me alive. I'm dead.
Okay, down 2.
Save ultis.
Hey, you
Reaper
ward again, Lucia.
Down point if you're gonna die. Down point. Rich, get up.
Yeah.
Next fight. You only have one engagement here. What are you doing?
Shekla, I need the ultis.
They didn't use. Oh, they used May. That's it.
They used May.
They have the rest.
Okay. We probably wanna.
We can
Hold
probably
on a minute,
contest
so
this if you go fast.
Yeah, we can.
We beat and we.
we can.
Okay, we touch. Okay.
Oh, they shatter. Nice. Okay.
Back.
You wanna poke him? You don't wanna.
He's got shot. Watch out. Actually,
They wanna brawl. Get out. They wanna brawl.
Yeah, we don't.
Don't shoot bubbles.
Reaper coming
They won't.
behind.
I'm low.
Okay, I'm back.
Group up. Try not to take too much poke.
We can get the Zora. Get the Zora.
Nice.
Go, push.
Spinning.
Right, no ultis. We should win this.
On the May.
I'm very low.
May. Push in the May. Push the May.
Healing up on us.
Pulling. Spurn one here. Push one.
Good wall.
Run.
No.
Okay, spam one.
Mid.
No barrier.
Still push. We can still push.
I got my coalescence up.
Reaper above us.
Careful,
Reaper
they
behind.
We back.
They have everything except Shabbat.
Amelia, speed us, all of us. Thank you. Right, okay. We bongo as they come in, and then we Sigma, okay? Pull with Sigma.
Okay, yeah.
And then if they use beat, we finish it off with Reaper.
I'm gonna use coalescence if Reaper does blossom.
Okay.
Do they?
Reaper.
Okay, I'm bong with this. Push the one.
Ulting.
Right?
Wine low.
Okay,
Now use Reaper.
One. Pull in the Reaper.
Nice.
Okay, we push this. Oh my.
Doesn't get any ult.
Can we rock?
I've got no.
Back. Okay, so what else they have?
Did they use any?
I don't think so.
No,
they use beat.
Wait, Reaper TP'd somewhere.
Everything except beat and shadow. They might come up with Shadow next fight though.
Okay, I'll push my shield behind the Orisa shield so we can.
Okay, spam on it. One low. I'm ward. Get the May on me.
Grab behind. Now May.
Right. Now May.
Reaper.
Reaper in the back, killing everyone.
Equal.
Reef it.
We gotta turn around for that.
I was frozen.
Okay. The only healers on point.
Ultis. There's gravity used freeze.
Hey, they will have
They're gonna have
Shadow again. Beat.
Okay, don't shoot up.
They will have Reaper.
Okay, push him right now. Push right. Pull Lucio.
Moira, they have Moira.
Okay, last fight. We want to push everything.
Get the Ryan. Push the
Last fight.
Okay, Reaper's gonna have ulti.
Shooting in. Get the May. Get May. Pull him right off, maybe. No.
They're using coalescence. I'm close to coalescence. Reaper behind. I'm close. Coalescence.
He's down two.
I got pinned.
10 seconds.
Okay, use ultis, go in.
Oh, let me
Go
switch.
away. Go.
I can't.
That was really close. I had my ulti, but I died.
I messed up my Wraith. When I TP'd in, I messed it up.
You were too slow on a couple of fights there. Like, remember, like, so if people get a fight going like that, you need to be thinking like, so the question is here, right? If you've got 5 ults and they've got 5 ults, how many ults do you have to do to win to win the fight?
5.
1, right?
If it's 5 to 5.
You planned for 2, but your initial plan contains 2, but you need to make sure there's a plan for the rest of them in case they use. Like, the plan, remember that if the plan survives as long as contact with the enemy, right? So if they engage before you manage to do your plan, then plans change. We need to be early. We need to Moira all early. We need to pull them back, like things like that. But you need to be thinking like the planning is okay. We need to be answering it a lot more. So just concentrate on that again this time. And remember, every time if you get your ults built up right, you're doing really well with your building your ults, but you're not using them. So remember, if you have an ult and there's no foreseeable reason in the future for you to save it, you should be looking to use it the next fight after you get it. Okay?
Okay.
So if you get your ult as an individual, you should be looking and being like, well, I want to use my ult next fight. And you tell Spud that.
They
probably have Bastion then.
You guys wanna swap? Counter that?
It should work actually.
Yeah, the Bastion.
Yeah.
Okay, we may
Should
one
be
go
able
on.
to make this work.
Go right side, may one go on.
We go right.
Oh.
What?
Don't we wanna rotate through this?
Spud, you're not talking.
This will restore you.
Shit, my mic was muted by accident. Okay, we push through hotel and then we go left under the wall, okay?
Hug the wall.
I'm low in healing now.
2, 1, we go in. Hug the wall.
You have to use shift, there.
Same. Far above. I'm low in healing.
I missed it. Hey, 6 points.
Healing over points.
Yeah, one support.
6 point low. 6 point low. Far behind.
Oh, far behind.
Justice is done.
Alright, if you don't get that straight away, right, what are they going to do? What did they do as soon as you went through the hotel?
Rotate.
They rotated, so you never fucking scouted and you ended up walking into them. Like, you need to be looking for that, and if you need to, rotate back through the other way. Don't just stick to a plan because, we're committed.
Okay, we do them again, but we look if they're rotating first, and then we swap.
No, you just go quickly. Like, there's no point looking if you can do it. If you know that they can't rotate in that time, then just go for it. Fucking don't wait.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
All the way.
All the way. Keep going.
Mercy's low.
Okay,
Far above. I had to use shift.
Far behind. Nice. Get 6 points in now.
6.
6.
I can use coalescence. Using coalescence now.
Top window.
There's
Get a better point. We can't push him.
Stun bastion.
Okay, now we push it. Pulling them down.
Objective
Got the BAP? No, I didn't.
Chase him. Amelia, speed us.
Okay, someone
Don't
stand
shield,
caught.
don't shield.
I'll stand by.
Looking for pull on them. Mercy behind us, some Mega and Devon.
Oh, two support and Sigma.
And Sig behind.
Nice.
They will have Bastion, Baptiste, Mercy.
Okay, we can hold forward.
Yeah,
And
we can hold far.
They might come up with Sigma and Orisa in the next fight, or next 2 fights.
Okay, shield gone.
Healing up,
Three.
come to you.
use doors cover for a second.
Right, you don't have a plan. You haven't set a plan.
Okay, ult.
You know what they have.
Oh.
Shield dead.
Wait, can you repeat them? I didn't hear you.
Everything apart from Doofus, go! Quick!
Everything apart from okay, we bongo as they come in and then we Sigma ulti.
They're gonna pull punch.
Okay, bongo now.
Wait.
Pull them together. Bow one.
Back. Everyone back.
I should have called drag push.
Hello?
Hello.
Did my headset die?
Ultis.
Sigma, Mercy, Orisa, Baptiste.
Sigma,
They
Mercy.
used Baptiste, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Okay, so
Okay, then no.
we beat for Sigma. We go in, we pull, we Sigma ulti, and we Death Blossom. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Ready?
Okay, push
3,
for 6.
2, 1. Pushing.
Spinning.
Okay, I'm shooting up. Shooting aggressive hit on the bongo. Get that bongo. Get the bongo.
Pulling.
Bongo low. Whistle low.
Kill him a
Get the
cut.
Now whistle.
You go left.
Don't want.
Together.
Pull. Go.
They're all freezing.
Six. Yes, sir. Nice.
Get the bap here. Bap doom here.
Farrell buff,
Come back
right
for Farrell.
side.
Come back for Farrell. Pulling. Farrell point.
Nice. Push up.
Nice one.
Next fight.
Check.
My shield just went for the floor.
They will have beat Doom. They swapped off Farah and Mercy now. They have Mora and Reaper. As new, but new ult.
Yeah, we
Wait,
can
so
push
beat
them
and
the
Doom,
rest of
okay?
it, they can wall.
Yeah.
We go in and we Blizzard. We pull and we Blizzard, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, push for Sig. Push for Sig. Shield. Push for Sig.
Push.
Go aggressive. Pull them together. Here.
Huge.
Doom.
Push. Murmur. Right, Orisa now. Right, Reaper.
Come back for healing.
Wait, back. Okay.
Right, ultis.
Still the same.
So,
Sigma, Orisa beat. No, they might have. Yeah, beat. Doom might come up with Orisa.
The rest are.
okay, we bomb
Pull
it.
them together.
Do.
Healing up on you.
I'll come back.
Reaper on Alicia.
On the roof. Reaper dead. Can't do more.
They use Doom.
Spinning.
On the wish, we're pushing
Healing
the
up on
wish.
point. Doom behind.
On the Doom.
I'm using core lessons now. Push.
I've got my ulti soon.
Get the stick. Tell me when you got to pull. Okay, pull it.
Healing up on
I
point.
booked up.
Huge. Rocking.
Targets. Doom behind.
Doom.
I've got
Left
Blossom.
side.
There, only 2 of you
That's
there.
lost. No.
I got Blossom.
Wait now.
Right. What do they have?
They have Orisa. They have Mora, beat.
They use the rest of them, though.
Then they have Mora, beat Blossom.
Mara beat Blossom. Okay. We poke him and try and build ultis here, and then once we've got beat, we save that for Blossom, and we go and pull and.
All right. Tell me when you pull.
Everyone else, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try and look for a spot to TP and all.
Reaper's top left.
Reaper top. I'm gonna look for pulling the Reaper, top left. No, he's gone.
They're wall.
Okay, shooting for
They use
aggressive.
Bongo.
Back up. Okay, go.
Healing up on point.
You get bongo.
Healing up on you.
Get the stick.
Can we get Reaper?
Doom behind.
First one in front.
You equal.
I'm low healing. I have call lessons up. Using call lessons now. Push.
Do.
Doom dead. Now Mora left side. No fade.
Million show nearly back.
Mora dead.
Take 1 point.
Sigma ulting. Careful Reaper.
Get the Reaper.
Reaper.
Lucio, ball point. Ball one. Get him.
Last fight.
More left. On Lucio, We're off. Sigma left.
Six. Go sick.
Stick close.
Last fight, use ultis.
Pull him. I want too much.
Nice. More next. Nicely done.
All right, but that should have been won the fight previously. I don't like. Again, was there any reason to keep your bongo for that long in that last fight, the second to last fight when you were engaging? No, like they had no fucking ults. You called they had no ults. Just bongo as soon as they come out of spawn.
Yep.
Like you ended up fucking using it so late in the fight that they were already set up with shields, so that you couldn't do anything with your bongo. Like the bongo got basically no value because you couldn't kill people in time. And then you just went on the defensive. I don't understand. You just stood on the point like a bunch of fucking pussies instead of going into them. Like, it's not, you never defend, you're always attacking, okay?
Yep.
Oh, there's a crocodile here.
Okay.
I wasn't even paying attention. I was sleeping. Base race.
Alright, another hybrid or another payload map.
I thought it was the map pick, but
They said it didn't really matter.
okay. Let's get payloads.
Payload? Realtor? Okay, I'll have Anak.
Okay, are we all ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait for them.
We also, Raspberry, you need to be calling those walls a lot quicker. Like, you can't be thinking, like, a wall is not good if it's used for 3 seconds before you call it's good. Like, it's not a good wall because you get it in a good place. It's a good wall because you call it. Amelia, you need to be a lot louder. Like, your boyfriend's louder than you, and he's sitting at the next computer over. Like, at least Shackler's listening, because Shackler's repeating what you're saying, but you need to be louder so that he doesn't have to repeat you.
I know.
And then be louder, be assertive.
I know.
Louder.
You have to be an alpha, you know.
Fine. Okay. I'll
Just be
try.
like me. Don't
Okay,
give a
There's
fuck.
two kinds of people in Overwatch. There's people that can shot call and they're bronzes.
Wow.
Toxic.
And just now you're channeling that bronze vibes. Be louder.
Okay, we ready?
I don't want
Yeah.
to be done.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Traveling to Havana.
Bruh.
Oh jeez.
Pathicasm.
Yeah.
What do I take? Bot lane? I go bot lane.
Bruh.
Not sure about the bot lane.
Yeah, don't go bot lane.
Look at that then.
Go mid.
Yeah, what are we playing here?
Go mid.
Same comp, so you're going May Reaper.
May Reaper, so what's your win condition in a neutral?
Whoa.
Use walls, so what are you doing? Team, everyone, what are you doing for
Once
that?
we get a wall, I'm gonna call push in, or Razzy's gonna call push in, and I'm gonna throw my shield forward so we don't get damaged.
Alright, Spud, that's
on
great.
It is a
You've
good
talked
wall.
too much. What is everyone else doing?
I'm speeding in for a good wall.
I'm gonna go in when someone's walled off and try to push them off.
Using damage up to build ult and keep my shift for DPS.
So pull for wall and push him with shift.
Wouldn't it be better to hold close to spawn?
Yes,
Yeah.
Attackers.
Go inside.
that's what we are doing.
Goodbye,
Okay,
Nami.
we're here, and then we push onto their spawn.
What second?
No,
The land.
2 seconds. At 2 seconds, we push onto them.
Okay.
Onto them.
Because we want to wall them off. We want to
Okay.
brawl.
If they have a Bastion, you focus that Bastion down.
Yeah.
Yep.
They seem to have a May and a
Yeah.
Baptiste.
If they have a Bastion, I'll be in the Bastion's face using my shift. Go.
No.
Showing up.
Yeah, they got me.
On the main.
Good wall.
Main wall.
Push him wide.
Baptiste standing in spawn. Bastion standing in spawn. Bastion in spawn.
Get Bastion.
They use him.
Plan.
We're just spamming them out.
We
Wait,
split.
hold at the
We
side.
split.
I'm in a
split,
bad
we're
point.
split.
I'm in a bad
Where
spot.
are we? Payload.
So play around
They're
payload.
falling back. They're falling.
Okay, yeah.
Left.
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 Okay, they what?
They will.
Ready,
Play
we're
behind
pushing.
payload.
3,
Stay around.
2, 1, push.
Go. On the one. Main.
On the Bastion.
On the Bastion.
On the Bastion, eating the Bastion.
There you.
That's lost.
I got slowed down.
Check.
It's fine. They never pushed it.
Bastion, Baptiste. Think that's it. Yeah. That's it.
Okay. We look for a wall again. We want to push onto them. Okay. We'll probably go left side and drop onto them. We'll use coalescence to finish them off. Okay.
Okay, I can pull for Carlos.
Left.
Ryan's going right side.
Someone's
So left up the stairs, and we drop on them.
Go.
Ryan might have shadow because of
3,
that.
Okay, we ready?
2, 1, drop.
Okay, go. Break wall.
Other way.
On the
Bastion.
Bastion.
Use good lessons.
Okay, pulling the monk out.
I'm frozen.
Oh, I got charged.
Bastion stunned.
I'm frozen.
Okay, I've got
They
my...
have Bastion, Baptiste. They use shadow. I think they have Anna.
Okay, Bastion, Baptiste, Shanna, and
Can we
Anna.
touch one more time?
Okay, we wanna force out as many ults here. So
Go,
Right,
High
behind the high ground.
Great push. Yeah, touch.
Can we touch?
Yeah?
Oh no, we
No, we cannot.
We
We
called
took
it.
too long. We took too
Alright,
long.
come back.
Go back. Back up.
So Bastion, Baptiste. Okay, we hold low ground and then we push onto them. Okay. Come
Yep.
here. We're gonna turn this corner here.
May might hold.
We don't
also
really
hold now.
careful.
Okay.
Run.
Run. Pulling Ryan back.
One more.
Can we wall them off?
Oh, I got
Your wall. Fall back. Need to regroup.
Before you there.
I'm frozen.
Speeding back.
Regroup. Go through right door.
Let's wait for all 6.
Okay, that's one ulti. Okay. So they've got everything apart from that.
Lucy's in a bit of a bad spot.
Okay, we're gonna pull and then.
It's frozen.
Okay, we're gonna pull. I'm gonna ulti the Bastion, and then we break lamp.
They also have May and Bongo now.
We need to force lamp first.
Right.
No, Ryan.
Okay, we gotta go in.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
is
yeah.
right.
Just dive in the. Get the one.
Whoa.
Go in point, contesting point.
On the Bastion.
Break lamp.
Can you score lessons in a second? No molds.
Ursa one.
Ryan is alone, right side.
Ryan got me.
Go run.
No.
Come back with Bongo.
Gonna use core lessons in a second. Use core lessons now.
Right side. I'm slept off point.
Drop point. I'm on point.
Break bongo if you can. Break bongo.
Trying to.
Bongo dead.
Pushing this.
Sorry.
Whistle low. Bastion on the right. Bastion on the right.
May right. May as well be careful.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, next fight, come on.
Okay, well.
They're all going high ground.
Anna, Bastion, May, Baptiste.
Anna, Bastion, May, Baptiste. Okay, we bongo. We beat on the male T, and we bongo Death Blossom as they come in. Okay.
Okay. Who's gonna destroy Emma?
The going high ground.
We'll all focus Emma as quickly as possible since we don't have a
Yeah.
Ryan's going around. Right here.
They're going left now.
He's coming, man. I think.
Use natural cover.
Okay, just LOS him.
LOS.
They have to come.
I can bongo. I'm bongoing with no push.
Ryan's coming above.
He don't have shadow.
Whoa! Break wall!
Don't get.
Healing up on you. Get him, May.
I'm sleeping.
I'm dead.
Best inside.
Okay. Ultis. There's Baptiste.
May, okay. May, Orisa, Bastion, Anna.
Marissa, Bastion. I don't think we're gonna have Orisa yet. Okay, same plan again. We beat on the May ulti. We bongo and we Death Blossom together.
Should we go
okay?
left and under and then drop on the right?
Yes. Wait,
Are
what?
we moving? Are we moving forward?
We move forward on to the next corner. Move forward on the next corner.
Okay, I'm shooting. Pull in the main. Pull in the main.
Pull him, pull him.
Go ahead.
Main one. I need to back. I need to back.
Don't wait, don't wait,
Let him
shield.
come to us. Let him
Run,
come.
run, run,
Run behind! Run behind!
He's out. This
Okay,
one.
shooting here, shooting here.
Wait, let him
Back
come
up,
to
back
us.
up,
Let him
back
come
up,
to us.
we don't have
Pull main.
We don't have
Main
main.
dead, main
Back
dead.
up, back up, back up, back up.
You're
I'm
even.
coming back,
You're
I'm
even.
Winnable, winnable. Push, push, push,
One
push.
down now.
Okay, push
No,
him,
no,
push
no,
him.
no, no,
Come
no,
on,
not
we need
winnable,
to
not
push
winnable.
in.
Healing out. Come to you. That's lost. 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 Lost.
Right, we got 6 ultis here.
Got Bastion, Anna, probably Ryan again.
We just used everything. We freeze
Ryan is
them.
taking a massive flank. Ryan's taking a massive flank. Flank.
Ryan is right side. Yeah.
Whereabouts, whereabouts? Okay.
Right side room.
Drop on them.
Yeah,
Drop on
push
them.
it. I'm gonna push.
Go, go, go.
Okay. That's all, that's all. Oh.
Using colors.
Use ultis, please.
Yep. I'm frozen, I'm frozen.
Bastion one. Bastion down. Ammo down.
I can touch this, I can touch
Right, we
this.
need to call our ultis, huh?
I'm
Healing up on point.
Can we freeze?
Can we get the May? Get the May, one, May one.
Main.
Oh, May.
Ryan is behind. Ryan is behind. Main wall.
Get the whistle.
Clarissa.
No, main. Main
May.
freeze.
No.
Okay, slamming them here,
Healing up on you.
And no sleep.
Can we get a Baptiste?
Go back,
Okay, they're resetting.
Pep
Let's
and Anna.
go back to us.
Just Pep and Anna.
What is it?
Come back.
Next one, come on.
Come back.
I'm 80 on mines.
They still have Anna. They probably have Orisa again. Baptiste. May.
Anna, Arissa, Baptiste, May. Okay, we pull and we use my ulti, okay?
I don't have pull, I'm on board here.
Oh, shit.
I'm close to coalescence.
Okay, we wait until they push onto payload and then I ulti, okay? We focus down targets.
Ryan is taking a flank again.
One on the right. Ryan don't have shadow in.
Ryan's gonna have shadow, yeah.
Push the one.
Push now. No.
Using coalescence. No, push.
Run the one out.
Can we kill the rank?
Ryan's gonna shatter.
Why no shatter?
I'm shattered.
I'm
Can we get the
frozen.
May? Get the May low as well.
Yo,
You're one down.
May, left side.
May on me.
2 down.
I can't bong win this. Oh, I missed.
Get me.
Use ultis.
We come back. We don't have ults.
No, we don't.
Go.
Round 1 complete.
Right, did you have a plan for that last fight?
Score
0.
0.
No, like, what the fuck ever, whoever it was garbage, so, now, we need to start being a bit more autonomous of your team. Like, you can't expect Spud to be thinking of it every single fight. If the plan is rubbish, then you need to be calling it. Like, we had stuff to work with there, but no one called out what they had, so I think the only person that called it was Shackler, which is really good, because we knew, oh, well, we're coming up with more ult, we can use that. But we didn't think of like, oh, well, we're about to get mail, we're about to get Reaper ult. Like, we need to be thinking about these things and saying like, I'll use mail when I get it. And you need to be positioning yourself so you can actually use it, not where the fuck that was on the Reinhardt. So again, you could probably just play the same thing. You need to be listening, and you need to be, when ults come up and the plans being made, you need to be calling out what you want when you want to use it. No one still has called out that they want to use their ult. The only person was Shackler.
30 seconds.
Also, I think we have 2 FD.
They're Ryan's right side. I think he's gonna try and go for a charge.
Health and magic.
They're Bastion.
They're probably gonna try to
They're pharmacy as well.
Ryan again.
Ryan, Arissa, pharmacy, Bastion.
Right,
The pharmacy is gonna be playing above us.
Yeah,
Pharmacy's right above us.
1. Attackers incoming.
There's no plan.
Okay, we're gonna push. We're gonna speed onto them and wall them off. Okay.
Okay, we push with 6 shield.
We gotta be quick. We're taking
Okay,
time.
go.
Spinning.
Okay, shooting aggressive. On the one. Rotating on the Bastion, rotating on the Bastion.
Bastion.
Oh, shielding. Can we go on the Bastion?
Lost.
Bastion dead.
We got the Bastion, nice. Reset.
They're gonna
I need
rise.
healing.
Okay, they're still don't be down one.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we're going again. Same thing again.
Yep.
Right side.
Okay, we're here.
Wait for Reaper.
Oh, we died.
We do.
They don't have any ults now, I think. They might come up with right next fight or Pharah.
Okay, go.
Speed onto them,
Ready?
focus the Bastion.
Okay, shoot.
Speeding.
Okay, they backed up.
They're backed up.
They're backed up.
Play with
Okay,
Pele.
push.
What's the plan for their ults?
They don't have any yet.
They might come up with
Take your cooldowns for
Pharah. Be careful.
Yeah, save your cooldowns for Barrage.
Alright,
I'll save shift for it.
Yeah, same.
Ryan might try a sneaky shadow again.
Run beyond. Run.
Yeah, push close to the wall. Push under them.
Far beyond. Okay, that's lost maybe.
Fire one.
Right down.
Pharah above.
Okay, just reset. So Shekla, ultis.
Bastion, Reinhardt, Baptiste.
Bastion, Reinhardt, Baptiste. Okay, we'll go in with... Actually, no, let's force out as many ultis as we can here. Dry push.
The moment they amp Matrix, hide.
Yeah, we'll try and force out ultis.
How can I be
Okay, ready?
Okay, we're here.
We'll
Okay, we
go
go.
back.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, we push point. Go point.
Come point, yeah.
Go on there.
Pulling someone left zone.
Go under, don't
First
push out.
behind. First behind.
Okay, go on there. Run.
Oh, behind.
Just one ulti.
One of us. I'm dead.
Get into position.
Bastion
Barrage
is
gonna have
still
Barrage again, by the way. So ultis they have.
Barrage, Baptiste, Orisa, Bastion, Mercy.
Barrage, Baptiste, Risk, Bastion. Okay, so everything but Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to go in here with Coalescence and then use our May ulti to freeze them.
Okay, I'm gonna pull for mail.
Okay, here's how we're gonna do
I
it.
don't have any protection from the Pharah if I gonna use Coalescence.
Okay, listen. We go all the way under them, up the stairs and behind them so we can freeze, and we got cover from the Pharah.
They're
Okay,
probably
fine.
gonna barrage us during rotation.
Okay, we gotta be quick. So group up.
I'm gonna AWP this.
we're here.
We're here.
3,
Well,
2, 1, go.
Go.
Speeding.
Right?
Far beyond. Okay, that's right.
Teresa.
Wait to be a bit quicker.
Everything except Ryan and Pharah now.
Okay, yeah, we can do that rotation now, and we definitely have ultis. Okay, I'm dead here. Okay, so we do same again. We gotta speed under them.
Shit.
We Coalescence and we Blizzard. Amelia, can you speed?
Right now
to
we're
them?
gonna try and go for a charge as well.
Okay, it's last fight here, so we're gonna have to use everything.
Yep.
Okay, ready?
Okay,
3,
ready. We go.
2, 1.
Okay, I'm gonna TP under.
Go. Keep going.
Hide.
I have to use shift.
Right, we have to
Same-
go. It's last fight. Go, Malty. Zed come.
Yeah, they know.
Oh,
Yeah, we shouldn't have peeked yet. Alright, we go 3, 2, 1, shifting.
Okay, go. Shielding up.
Spinning.
Push the Bastion.
Use
Get the
Coalescence.
bunker.
Go down.
Blah.
Bastion.
Okay, touch. Bong on point here.
Bastion.
Bastion, only wish for now.
Pharah might have Barrage again.
Run.
Run one.
I have no healing anymore.
Right one. He got me.
Pharah has Barrage again. Be careful.
Where is she?
I think she backed off.
Okay, so Walties, other than Barrage.
Barrage, Bastion, Mercy. Did you use Bongo?
Yes,
Yeah, they did. Barrage, Bastion, no. Okay, so I was gonna say
Yeah,
freeze them
that's
if they contest, but they didn't. Okay, so we go in with the ball.
Farms is left side.
Play slow for now. They're not contesting us. Once we get closer to them, we want to push in with the freeze. Okay. We speed
He's
on.
gonna barrage from high ground. He's gonna barrage from right above. From right above.
I'll use my shift on it. Okay.
I'm pulling it.
Bastion right at top.
Runs behind. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I can try to block. Get the one here.
Okay.
I can get out maybe.
They have Mercy, Bastion, Orisa, Baptiste.
Mercy, Bastion, Orisa, Baptiste.
Build it here.
Okay. So same thing again. We gotta speed onto Ryan is left side. We can push the Ryan.
Okay, I'm not with you.
Yeah, wait.
We really have
Which,
to take a look out for the Ryan. He's always playing
Ryan, sure.
on the flank.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's not
We
being
got-
punished.
Okay, we go left side here. We wanna
Okay,
push
I'll
left.
go
Left, okay.
Me.
Okay, I've got.
May, come left.
Okay, I've got shield and 5.
Push. Okay, wait.
Close to coalescence.
Okay, I've got shield.
I got my coalescence up.
We go in with coalescence and then we blizzard them. Okay.
Okay, I'm looking for pull and coalescence.
Wait, Blizzard
Three.
why? Okay.
2, 1. Let's
Okay,
go.
go.
He's above.
Coalescence.
They're above us. They're above us.
Terrible.
One beyond. Get the one beyond.
Ryan one.
Baptiste,
One dead.
Baptiste,
Rains from above.
Foul low.
She's being healed.
We got
We
fan.
focus Sebastian more. He's more of a threat.
Yeah, like that was the plan. I did say push the bastion, but
I think last fight.
yeah, that's right here.
Yeah, that's last fight.
Waltz they have.
Farah is really close.
Probably everything except Ryan and Barrage.
He's literally like,
They've got barrage.
They
Um,
just
wait.
used
They
it.
used it.
They just used it. Ryan is right side. Ryan right.
Push around.
Okay, I'm not with you. Okay, well, I'm here.
Okay, we're going right.
Ryan is trying to charge.
Push the pellet. Keep an eye out for Ryan.
Ryan charge.
Get the one. Get the one.
Ryan one.
One low.
Run.
Oh, they got away though.
Hide. Push under them.
Use under one.
I touched.
I'm on it.
Overtime. Cease your resistance.
Far.
Nancy ulting.
Use ultis if you have any.
Justice reigns from above.
GG.
Victory.
You should have pulled up the Farah more. I'm an idiot.
Hmm?
I should have called do pull rock on the Farah killer quickly. But I didn't.
It's just about being quick. Because they have so many ults.
Yeah, they just kept dodging them off really quickly, and we got them really slow.
Like, you've got some weird ideas about what you need to do there, right? When you're on attack, right, you don't need to be pushing them per se. Your advantage, like you do this on King's Row as well. What happens if you use ults before they've touched cart on if you're sorry, let's rephrase this. If the enemy use ults and you're not contesting cart, is that a good thing for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've then like invested ults way too early. Guess what you did on King's Row? You did exactly that. You ended up using way too much. But it would have been okay, but you ended up not having a plan for last fight and you fucked it. Havana, the same thing. You had like, I don't know, your positioning was a bit garbage there, so you couldn't like. You ended up trying to go into them, but like they're going to have to contest cart at some point. So you should be playing cart in line of sight. Like you committed the two cardinal sins against the two characters that are strongest with good line of sight, a Farah and a Bastion. Like, why would you take the long route and take longer for them to have more chance of killing you rather than just take the short route and play on point or force them to drop or do anything other than walking into them? Makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you guys did okay. Does it feel a bit better now?
Yeah.
So,
Not calling it nearly... Yeah, you're not calling your little combos nearly enough, but we can work on that later. But the main goal of tonight, again, just to refresh everyone's memory, was to make sure that you're following up on your planning so that when a plan's being called, like I enforced it the first half of Scrim and you kind of did it sometimes the second half of Scrim, but I literally just need to go through another Scrim and do it the entire time. But to be quite honest, I got bored because I had to do it every time for you guys. So you need to be a bit quicker at picking that up. So yeah, if there's a plan, you need to be adding to it in some form. If the alts are called, then you need to be thinking about those alts and being like, well, we can use such and such for that, or I'll save this for that, or I'll be using this. Because if you don't, either people aren't going to have it and they're going to die from it, or people are going to have it and use 3 things to counter 1 ability, and then you get wiped by something else. So you see how important it is that you need to be doing it both ways.